We are doing the water pump on this 2021 Dodge Durango with the 3.6 liter engine. It's the same procedure for the Jeep Grand Cherokee with the 3.6. For reference, the water pump is located on the left side on the engine. It extends behind the vacuum pump right there, all the way down to here. Alright, it's leaking severely, so we're gonna replace it. First, we have to remove the engine cover, the air intake tube, all those things. Let's take this off. There's usually, I take a 10mm bolt right there that hold it in place, but that only happened to be missing. So let's pop this thing out. There we go. There we go. We good? So we're gonna loosen that 8mm bolt here and that one, and remove that tube here from the intake. All right. This one off. We're not gonna unplug this because we don't want the check engine light afterwards. So, and pop this off, and we're going to pick it up right there. There it is. I got it off, and we're just going to swing it on the other side like this, okay? And pay attention to the wiring harness here. So I ended up remove the harness that's attached to the throttle body here and right there, so I can have enough so that it can be longer and extend it over there. Okay, leave everything plugged in so you don't have a check engine light. So we're gonna pop these two push pins here, right there. Let's go. That one also. Yeah, it's broken. There it is. So now we're gonna remove the vacuum pump. It's electric. We're gonna remove those two bolts right there. All right. Let's take that bolt off. It is a 16mm. Pretty tight. Good. So we're gonna remove those two 10mm bolts that hold that little coolant tube right there. Good. Remove the big vacuum thing right here, and I'm talking from the coolant line, and that one too, and put it on the side. Here it is, and we're gonna put this over the engine with everything plugged in because we don't want any check engine light. All right. The next step is to remove our drive belt. Remember the orientation. Okay, we're gonna use the 3/8 ratchet. We're gonna relieve the tension of the belt to take it off. All right. We're gonna turn it counterclockwise. Take the belt off.
That's the only thing that I don't like.
To avoid losing as much coolant as possible, I'm gonna clamp the hose here so that I don't lose too much coolant. Okay. That part is optional really, it's just me doing it that way, but in reality you don't have to. So we're gonna remove this hose snip here, and be careful. Make sure you have something ready under the car so you can catch the coolant. I already have something, so we're good. There it is. Good. And let's back up that one too. There it is. Now what we're gonna do is break the seal on the hoses because they're pretty tight against the water pump. We're gonna use a plier like this and just gently move it back and forth like this, and pull that one off. Almost there. There you go. Do the same thing right there. So now let's break the seal of that one. I'm gonna use the bigger plier. There you go. You can pull it. We're gonna break the bolt free here. Really tight. There you go. You got it. I'm gonna break that bolt free here. Okay. Same thing over there behind that coolant pipe. Let's remove this coolant hose here to help facilitate the job. Okay. We're gonna pack it up. There it is. Okay. Now we got enough room to work with those bolts here, okay? We're good.
There you go.
Got the bolt off.
And Coolant.
Let's take those two, right? 30 millimeters. Okay. Let's take those bolts out now, 10 millimeter. Instead of using a 10 millimeter, you can also use a T30 Tux bait to remove the bolt. So it's up to you guys, whatever you want to use. Got this one off. Got the one at the bottom here. Good. So he's going all the way down here. Okay. Those bolts are different size. The short one go on that side here, and the too long one you go over there. Okay. Make sure you pay attention to that. They are different size. There is one last bolt, being kind of behind the crank pulley. All right, so we're gonna take it off. We're gonna use the T30. Good. Basically, you got 3 short bolts, right, and 4 long bolts. The long bolt, one of them goes here. I would suggest that before, when you put those bolts in, you do them by hand so you know which one is which, okay? Because if you don't, it's gonna be catastrophic. So pay attention to those things. Alright? And there is one more bolt right there. And there is one kind of behind the water pump pulley. It's pretty long too. And it should be, it's pretty loose now. And let's take our idler pulley out. There you go. Now we're gonna pry the water pump off on the engine. All right. It's pretty loose. We got it. There it is. Make sure you take the old gasket out, alright? So we got the water pump off. What we're gonna do is cleaning the sealing surfaces using some brake clean and a rag like this. We're gonna just wipe it. You're looking good here. And this is good. You use your new water pump. Got the gasket at the back of it, and I'm gonna have that long bolt to hold it in place. All right. Start it by hand. And we're gonna put that bolt here. 13 millimeter. I'm going to put one in. Make sure when you put those bolts in, once again, they're different sizes. So basically the long bolt go on the outside of the water pump on the left side. Okay. Start them back in. There's one down there. Basically the rule after me is with those Chrysler water pump is all the left side of the water pump bolt are long and the inside bolt right there are short. Okay, that's why I got all of it. I got all the long bolts in that way and the short one go down here. Let's go. And let's install our idler pulley here. I'm gonna replace it because it was a little noisy. You use the top spec for the water pump bolt. The short bolt, the M6, or 8 foot-pound of torque. The medium long bolt, or M8, 17. And the long bolt, the bigger bolt, R37. Alright? And here is the sequence. We're gonna go crisscross pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 11, 12 it looks like. Alright? So now all the bolts are torqued to spec. We're gonna put our belt on. Let's go. So we got the belt looped around the AC compressor over there. Around the water pump like that. We're gonna go over the idler pulley, around the crank pulley, and go all the way to the alternator on the right side. Okay. So we're gonna turn this thing counterclockwise all the way. We're looking good now. Make sure everything is in the right groove. And our hoses for the water pump and the clips. Alright. We're good. Now let's pull up all the way up, okay? Now we're gonna put this in. Alright. Perfect. And take those clamps off. Again, once again, those clamps are optional. You don't have to use them. That's just so perfect. Let's put the bolt for the vacuum pump in. That one right there. Very good.
Just in case, because you know,
You don't.
You couldn't.
All right. We good here. Good. And now let's put this in. Let's put the harness in. Very good. And let's put this whole stem back in. All right. There you go. And remember to put the brake vacuum hose in. That's good. We're good, yeah. We got everything back together. What we're gonna do now is bleed the cooling system. I'm gonna use this peel-free funnel. I'll put the link in the comment section below on how to where to buy it. So there are different. You can bleed multiple vehicles. So the white attachment for Chrysler is that for that specific car is the blue one. You just seal like that. All right. You insert it right there. All right. And you put the top on. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna put it in there. So I'm gonna remove this stuff out of it. So I'll take that back. The purple one is the best one for that specific car, okay? When you put it in, it will be snug on the coolant bottle. There shouldn't be any play in it, right? It's snug. Now, you put this in, and we're gonna fill it up with coolant. And that's the air coming out of the cooling system. Alright, we're gonna have to add a little bit more. Still have some air bubble coming out of it, so what we're gonna do is start the vehicle. Alright, so let's start it. And we're gonna put the vehicle on heat on both sides and put the cooling fan on high. Alright, on high on both sides, fan on high, and let it run until the heat start working. But right now it is ice cold. As you see here, some air bubble start to come out. More air bubble. We're gonna let it run for 20 minutes or so to let it do its thing. Alright, until it reach full operating temp.